Yo, team. My name's Peter Robertson, Derek Sainsbury's class for my restoration project. Um, I did something that was a little out of my comfort zone. I am not a very artsy person, and I figured, um, hey, why not? So, I painted a painting. Hey, yo. There it is. Um, so you can see my topic was the church in the wilderness, right? Brother Sainsbury in his slides mentioned that it was um, a sunset that never sets, right? He mentioned it was kind of just like a kind of Alaskan sunset where truth and knowledge doesn't totally disappear, like we commonly think about the apostasy, but it was still here on the earth and it was still present during the time. I read from my sources a few different articles and stuff that definitely helped me out. Martin Luther's 95 Theses, John Calvin on divinity, or not John Calvin, John Locke on divinity. I read a few other sources, really kind of just looking at all of the inspiration that comes from that time period of the apostasy. The painting, real quick, um, is of the Kirtland Temple and obviously a sunset. I kind of did the kind of hills in the Midwest to show the area of the time. There's obviously no population around and stuff. There's a few groves here and here that I drew just to kind of represent that restoration and the wilderness um, in those wooded areas, those groves. So also I have a lake right here, which to me is really important symbolism. We read in Spanish a book, a short story, titled San Manuel Bueno Martir. Great book, definitely recommend it. But in the book, it's about a preacher that basically, or a Catholic preacher that basically doesn't know if he believes in the resurrection. He's the best preacher there is, but he simply can't get over his doubts. He thinks he thinks he doesn't believe, and according to the story and a lot of different research I did, um, a lot of people don't believe that he died believing, right? But for one of my Spanish papers, I argued the opposite. I argued that even though he didn't believe, he believed deep down inside, he believed, right? He believed in the resurrection, he believed in Christ. Um, and a big symbol in that story is a lake and the reflection of a church in the lake, or a church inside of it. And so I kind of compared it to like all of the self doubt and stuff that, or not self doubt, I should say, all of the different self reflection that went on during this time period, and how a lot of it led to the discovery of truth, the discovery of this this church, basically the restoration of this church. Joseph Smith went to James 1:5, right? And he was reflecting upon that, and that's when he finally came up with that question, and came up with the answer to look to God and ask Him, right? So, accompanying this painting I did is a little poem I wrote that kind of goes along with it, and I framed it too. It says, It reads, "The sun over the horizon, though beyond hills is now hidden, even heats the earth with its warmth. Hearts know his next day is written. He illumines scenes of beauty. Tomorrow, when he is risen, the blind shall have vision again. The wrongs of yesterday forgiven. The lost will find the forgotten. The sick will have their physician. For now, we trust the sunset's gaze. The birds echo our faithful position. The sun never abandons them." So, I'm running out of time, but to me, basically, that poem's saying, like, even during the apostasy, everybody was children of God, and they could feel that love of God. It's not like God just left them alone, um, and it's not like He just abandoned them, letting them find out for themselves, trying to restore this church. But He was with them the entire time and guiding them with His hand. Um, anyway, that is my restoration project. I know it's pretty simple, but I spent probably 4 hours just painting that painting. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you.